Hi everyone, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into what we're talking about. So the integration model. When talking about the integration model, it is meant integrating Christianity within counseling and psychology. As stated in our book by Simmons, Lilly, and Cunley, 2019, the relationship between counseling and the Christian faith and the model for intertwining them. Looking at the counseling field, there are many ways that it can be integrated with a biblical worldview. Diving deep into what counseling is, we can see that it is it's a profession that helps individuals reach the goal of obtaining healthy mental health. God tells us to help one another, build each other up. A great example is 1 Thessalonians 5:11. Therefore, encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing, which is just, in my opinion, a core verse for counseling. The code of ethics tells us to do no harm, just as God tells us to love one another. Code of ethics talks about kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. And God talks about that constantly. The Bible talks about that constantly. A great example is when he was dealing with the woman who was committing sexual sins. He didn't berate her. He didn't throw a stone at her. He said, go and sin no more. Showing kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience, showing through his actions of what he wants to see from us. When looking at the different types of integration model, my personal view aligns with the allies model. I believe that God put everything on this earth that his people need. I believe counseling and psychology is a gift from God because he knew the things his people were going to go through and the things that they would need to get through it. As the book states, by Simmons, Lilly, and Cunley, 2019, they can coexist. God's truth, Christian theology, and psychology. I love that. I love that so much. I think it's amazing, and I love that that is even a field of study at this point. I think it's amazing. There are challenges when trying to integrate a Christian worldview. One of the biggest ones is there are hard wrongs and rights that we believe in, which can cause challenges. For example, committing adultery is biblically wrong and is grounds for divorce in the Bible. If I were to be working with a client who has committed adultery, it is possible that those Christian worldviews could come across in a negative way. There are some hard ones, like a big one these days is thruples, so 3 people couples, abortion, sexual preferences. Those are all integrated into our religious belief, and can cause challenges when trying to integrate that within counseling. The code of ethics is great. Is something that every counselor should follow and actually has to follow, but code A4B relates to me as I pursue the degree field in professional counseling because of my Christian worldview. It is important that I obtain the training needed to be able to respect my clients' diversity and background. In fact, as stated by Evans, Browns, and Davis 2022, education for integrating Christian worldview is increasing, which is a strategy for helping future counselors correct biases and behaviors to be more ethic. As a strategy that I will use to combat this, I have friends who are Christians and some who are atheists, and I have been able to practice removing my own personal opinions and helping them with their personal issues. Remembering that redemption is solely God's job and showing love and understanding is the most important. Having my own counselor keep me accountable as well as the supervisor I'm under. And furthermore, following the ACA Code of Ethics will help tremendously with imposing values, attitudes, belief, and behaviors onto my future clients. I hope everyone has a good night.